Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to do some stuff. Let's do some stuff. Give you a little update here. So I'm struggling with this clutch reservoir master cylinder for the clutch. The clip that holds that whole little valve in was pretty well seized in there. So this actually ended up working out pretty decent. Just this whole cylinder here kind of comes out of the firewall. Just you turn it about, I don't know, half a turn and then it pops right out. So ended up pulling that out of there and being able to flip it over and actually get to that clip that was in there and kind of screwing me over. You can see what's left of it right there. So it's kind of a pain. There's a little more rust over here that I was not aware of. Ended up cutting that bolt. This is there's a bracket for the ABS module that bolts right in here. So that's just going to end up with 2 bolts, and I don't have any paint with me, so I'm gonna end up cleaning all this up. We'll get some of that rust preventative primer, or whatever you want to call it, and coat her down with that. And then I've still got some more of that paint matched silver, so we'll get her cleaned up, looking good, and then we'll get that cab dropped back down on the chassis. We did kind of mock up a header here because I was pretty well convinced that they weren't going to fit, but man, do these things look good. They fit really nice. So far I'm pretty impressed with them. So yeah, that's a little update, and we'll keep rocking here. Got some paint sprayed down here. I'm gonna come back in, and anything that's black will get primered and then sprayed that silver birch. Basically, the black paint is supposed to be a rust reformer, I think is what they call it. I'm not quite sure. Basically, it's supposed to keep stuff from rusting more, I think. I don't know. Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds like a little far-fetched, but we'll see what happens. This stuff needs, according to the can, 24 hours of cure time before you paint over the top of it. As you can see here, got some nice dry paint. Actually turned out pretty decent. Laid down pretty flat, looks good. We'll go ahead, we'll get some primer sprayed on this. I gotta read the cans here, see how long that's gotta sit. Hopefully we can get some primer on it and then go ahead and get this thing sprayed with silver and let that dry. Should be putting a cab on soon. At least that's the hope. So here we go. Got the first coat of primer down. Laid down pretty nice. Gonna give this probably 20 minutes or so setup. It's a little colder out, so can says 10-15 minutes, but probably wait 20 minutes or so. Then we'll come in and hit her with some silver birch. Make this thing look beautiful. Got some silver sprayed down. We'll see how well it matches. Hopefully it darkens up quite a bit as it dries. Just barely had enough. I didn't have enough, but we're just gonna make do with what we got, and it's good enough. Nothing too crazy going on in here, so as long as you open the hood and it looks like it's silver, I'm gonna call that a win. So here we go. I guess we'll see what it looks like when it dries. Paint's dried up enough to work with it. The color match is terrible. Looks terrible, but you know what? I don't care. It's fine. You won't notice it once the hood's on. It'll be good. So at this point, we're gonna lift this cab up, clean. This place is a disaster, so we're gonna do some cleaning. And then with any luck, we'll roll that frame back under here and get her set down, see what it looks like with a 6-liter sitting in between the frame rails. That is one pretty engine bay. What do you think?
Fucking beautiful.
Scumbag and some calipers over there.
Scumbag the whole fucking
Does this thing zoom? I don't think this does the zoom.
Probably not. Let's go, bro.
Yeah. Don't worry about the different colored inner fenders to the quarter panel. Nothing to worry about there. This thing fits shockingly well in this little truck. Did the Volvo last year and literally had to make every motor mount and cut the exhaust manifolds all to hell, and spent an outrageous amount of time just to get to this point. So we'll have this thing driving probably a week or two, a couple weeks. We're down in Automotion with this old girl. Feeling pretty good about it. At this point, we're gonna get the cab mounts all bolted back in, tightened up. Gonna get the truck back up on the lift, and I gotta get those broken bolts out of the frame from the trans cross member and get that frame cleaned up. And the bottom of that frame needs to be pour 15'd yet. So plenty of work to do. You guys are not going to believe what just happened. All three of those little fellas right out. That was insane. I thought this was going to be like the rest of my day. I thought that's what I was going to be doing for the next like 3 hours, was just trying to get these 3 damn bolts out. But little heat and those snap-on, whatever you call them, pliers, what do you call these things? Talon grips? Yeah. These things are lifesavers. So that's fantastic. Next we're gonna cut these ears off so we can get this 2x4 out of here and get this trans actually mounted up correctly and see what we got. Look at that beautiful piece of equipment right there, huh? Apparently when these trucks get lowered, like this one is, the cross member for the trans sticks down like 2-3 inches and it gets hung up on everything. So this cross member looks like it's going to be super nice. Keeps everything tucked up underneath, you know, level with the frame. And yeah, looks good, fits nice. I'd say that's going to hold up pretty well. I think now we'll go ahead. I forgot to get this dipstick tube. Was kind of stuck in the block, so I'm gonna try and get that out. We'll see. I don't know, it's gonna be a bit of a nightmare, I think, but we'll see what happens. Ended up having some GoPro issues, so I didn't get the recording of the dipstick getting pulled out, but got that out. Kind of a pain. It was rusted in there pretty tight, but it should be good. Figured I'd give you one last look here at the engine bay. Looks pretty decent. I'm happy with how this is turning out. So we're gonna end this one here. A lot of good progress made today, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.